The 4 astronauts on the Artemis II mission have now left Earth's orbit as their Orion spacecraft fired its main engine for the final push towards the moon. And this marks a historic leap in deep space exploration. And what makes this mission even more interesting is that riding alongside the crew is one of the most ambitious biology experiments ever sent to space. Watch this report to know more.
The Orion capsule executed a key thruster firing. This kicked the crew out of the Earth's orbit and on a path towards the moon. The attempt is to reach the farthest distance humans have ever traveled in space. The successful maneuver put the crew on a path to enter the moon's sphere of gravitational influence by Sunday morning, as they prepare to beat the distance record set by Apollo 13 in 1970.
You can see Africa, Europe, and if you looked really close, you could see the northern lights. It was the most spectacular moment, and it paused all 4 of us in our tracks.
It's just such a tremendous place to be. The views are extraordinary. It's really fun to be floating around, and it just makes me feel like a little kid.
With this mission, NASA has announced a trailblazing experiment. It's called AVATAR, short for a Virtual Astronaut Tissue Analog Response. The experiment is part of a strategic plan to gather valuable scientific data during the Artemis II mission. This will enable NASA to know more before we go back to the lunar surface and onto Mars. So what is AVATAR? There are tiny organ chips grown from the astronauts' own cells flying the same trajectory around the moon, exposed to the same deep space radiation and microgravity as the crew themselves. Upon return, researchers will examine how spaceflight affected the bone marrow chips. The scientists will compare data from the flight samples to measurements of crew cells used in a ground-based immunology study happening simultaneously. This will provide the most detailed look at the impact of spaceflight and deep space radiation on developing blood cells to date. The 10-day Artemis II mission is aimed at paving the way for a moon landing in 2028. The mission marks a series of historic accomplishments, sending the first person of color, the first woman, and the first non-American on a lunar mission. It is also the inaugural crewed flight of the Space Launch System, or SLS, NASA's new lunar rocket. The SLS is designed to allow the United States to repeatedly return to the moon with the goal of establishing a permanent base that will offer a platform for further exploration. Bureau Report, WION. World is One.